So I've come to one of my favourite parts of the park again. Just as I was walking around, I thought, oh, I've got a clip I want to film and I want to do it here. So 2 months into 50, and I think the previous clips about being 50, leading up to 50 and being 50, a month in I'd filmed here. So I thought I'd come and do this one here as well. Don't think this is particularly just related to being 50, but I may as well combine the clips. I'm a bit late. It's the 7th of July. 2 months would have been 23rd of June. I don't think there was anything I particularly wanted to talk about. Really. So it's good to record this year, though. I'm recording it in many years, many ways, for some reason. It's obviously going to be significant, I think, for me. And maybe I won't know that significance until I look back on the clips, the writing, the whatever. So this one I want to talk about body, mind and soul challenges. And you can have different ones, obviously, for each aspect. You can have a body challenge, mind challenge or soul challenge. And if the word challenge doesn't appeal, then obviously there can be a different word. I seem to like the word challenge, so I think it gives me a real sense of achievement before, during and after, and keeps me pumping away when I'm going off track, maybe. So this also combines with a book I'm writing at the moment, which is about milestone birthdays and celebrating yourself, basically, making the most of them. And one of the points I put down is we can set ourselves a challenge. This might be a nice point for a milestone birthday, to set ourselves a challenge to achieve, to prove something to ourselves if we wish, or just to get something off our bucket list. And I like to do say one big thing a year that challenges me in some way, that changes me, that educates me, or improves me, whatever that may be. Sometimes it is a year of something. So last year it was a year of newness, which turned into a book. This year I do have 2 year of themes, which I don't think I've spoken about yet, so that'll no doubt be a different clip as well. But this one, body, mind, soul challenge, I haven't been able to set myself a body challenge for the last few years due to health issues. But this year I feel ready. I feel more energised. I was determined to go into my 50th, the healthiest I've been for a long time. And it seems to be the case in many ways, not just physical health, but there are other areas of health that I am the fittest I have been, and the healthiest I have been. And if you look at me, you wouldn't necessarily think, oh, that's a really healthy person physically. I am what they would class at the doctors as overweight, and that's okay, because I know where that's come from, and I know that previous years I haven't been. Just pause as somebody's coming. So in that pause I had a nice growl from the dog, but that I've also learnt to do is just stand still and not panic when a dog comes or looks at me. So that's also an aspect of healing, perhaps. So a milestone birthday with a big challenge. So this time I'm able to do, and I think perhaps the 40 countries in my 40s was also a physical challenge in many ways. So, when I say I haven't done one for a while, I think what I mean is I haven't done like the challenges that I've done previously, the Machu Picchu trek, the Camino de Santiago, the Race for Lives, the other charity stuff that I've done. And there's been many over the years. I haven't always done them for charity, but I've done them all. The physical challenges have been within an aspect of being away. So there was a lot of walking in Nepal, which would have been a body challenge. There was heat, that would have been the challenge in Cameroon. But this one's really putting together a body, mind and soul challenge. I think it fits everything, and that is I'm determined this year to do a 24-hour marathon. I watched a clip by Beau Miles, I think a couple of years ago. It could be longer, because obviously those lockdown years and a couple of, the bits that followed afterwards really distorted, I think, our image of our understanding of the years and when things happened or didn't happen. So the last few years, let's say, 24-hour marathon. And I loved the clip. I could go back, I could watch Beau Miles clips over and over. So if you haven't watched him, then, I could recommend that. He does a lot of cool stuff. So the 24-hour marathon is basically what it is, doing a marathon in 24 hours. So a mile an hour, some people do. So some people have just stuck at 24 miles. So they've done 24-hour marathons, as 24-hour running, as opposed to 24-hour marathons. So the way Beau Miles did it was 3 miles the first hour, and then a mile every hour after that. And so you do that, and then you also do tasks every hour. And I loved the concept when I first watched it. I knew I couldn't physically do it then, and in those past couple of years, whatever it's been since I watched it, my health has improved. And I have been able to do more exercise, and I have been able to do more consistent exercise. Still not perfect, but I feel strong, which is the main thing, I think, that I feel I can do it. So that always helps, doesn't it? And it's a body, mind and soul challenge, because you do use your mind, don't you, in achieving these things. It is your mind that pushes you, and my mind is very good. My mindset is so strong in terms of, there's so many things that I achieve. All the books that I've written, all the academic stuff, all the travel, all the everything. I know my mindset is strong, and I can push myself. And I can push myself even when others say, oh, don't do that, or you can't do that, or whatever. I can push. So I know that part will never let me down. But it's interesting to see how it also works with a body challenge. And this one in particular, because this is, obviously there's going to be a lot used in preparation, but also during, and I haven't got to that part yet. Obviously I'm still in the preparation, the before, the working up to it, the training aspect, and the after part maybe will also need the mind challenge in some ways. So the soul part, I think these things speak to your soul in a spiritual way. You connect with something. That connection with self is something, isn't it? But also, as I'm training, I'm going to be walking and running and jogging, and I think they're perfect times to spend with yourself. Obviously I'm doing this alone, so it's really good to have that challenge. And challenge feels a weird thing for me to say with my soul, because I consider my soul a soft, gentle part of me, whereas maybe the body and the mind are more strong and pushing and whatever, whereas the soul for me is soft and gentle. When things speak to my soul, I imagine it as a caressing, a soothing part. But this is definitely body, mind and soul challenge, and that soft and gentle part comes in to play when maybe doubting myself, or and thinking, well, why would I do this? What's the point of me doing this? Or what's the point of me filming this? And just having those gentle conversations with myself. So yeah, a body, mind and soul challenge it is for me. There's another one I'm going to be doing, and I think I plan on doing this one first, because this one is, for me anyway, I think is linked to the weather and the light. And if I'm going to be active in the early hours, if I'm going to be outside the house active, I'd like it to be light, or as many hours outside the house light as I can do, if that makes sense. I'm sure some in the early hours of the morning I'll be doing in the house, walking up and down, or in the garden walking up and down, weather dependent. So yes, that other challenge I think can be done again, but I've set myself, this is probably the biggest of the two. The others I've done, the other one I've done something similar many times, I think, but it's still a body, mind and soul challenge in itself. But I think it's really important to have these, to challenge ourselves, to see what we can do, to push through, to show our strength to ourselves. We don't need to show our strength to other people, I don't believe. They see what they want to see, or don't, because they'll always compare it with themselves. So that's my thoughts on that. And it's going to be going into the book, hence why it's probably on my mind today, because I would have copied up that concept yesterday onto a card. So yeah, body, mind and soul challenge. And that ties in my 50th, because I think it gives me a really good challenge to prove to myself that I'm strong at 50 in all ways. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really chuffed. I can't wait to do it, really. I'm loving the preparation, and I'm making sure I enjoy this part. The planning, the recording of routes, figuring out, using my brain. Sometimes you lose certain parts, especially when my job now is, my career now is writing. So, it's very sedentary, so it's getting my body working. This is, whereas normally, I'm sitting writing, or feet up on the desk, or however I'm doing my writing. I do a lot on my walks as well, and do try and do creative walks. So, there is that part, but this will just give it a kick, I think. And it'll show me what I can do, what I can be doing more often in each day after this. Because a lot of the active part of me has stopped a bit too soon. And I obviously want to be active and capable long into my later years. So there you go, body, mind and soul challenge, if you got one. If not, could you find one for yourself now, or for a milestone birthday perhaps? Or your next birthday. It doesn't have to be a milestone birthday. It could be anything. It could be to mark a special occasion. It could be to remember somebody. It could be to raise money. It could be anything. But challenge yourself. See what comes up for you.